The chaotic scenes in Kabul have certainly not been good for the White House. The approval rating of Joe Biden has now dropped to less than half. Only 46% of Americans say they like the job that the new president is doing. Now, the events in Afghanistan have certainly been a factor because prior to them, he was at 53%. So a 7% drop seems to have resulted. Some polls are now showing that Joe Biden's handling of Afghanistan is less popular than George W. Bush's handling of Afghanistan. And we now have a situation where Senator Bob Menendez, representing the U.S. Foreign Relations Committee of the Senate, he's coming forward with this statement.
The events of recent days have been the culmination of a series of mistakes made by Republican and Democratic administrations over the past 20 years, including the Trump administration's flawed negotiations with the Taliban and the Biden administration's flawed execution of the U.S. withdrawal. The committee will seek a full accounting for these shortcomings.
Now, Republicans are being far less forgiving. They say that Joe Biden's decision to rapidly pull out of Afghanistan is harming the United States, discrediting the country, hurting relations with allies. There's been a firestorm of anger from the Republican side of the aisle.
This Biden administration said they planned for every scenario. They told us 2 days prior that Kabul was not imminent. He told us less than a month before that this would never happen.
Yesterday, I hoped President Biden would accept responsibility and explain how he would fix the catastrophe in Afghanistan. Instead, he blamed his 3 predecessors and the Afghans who fought beside our troops for 20 years. Finger-pointing won't solve this crisis, POTUS.
There should be top-to-bottom accountability at the Pentagon and within the administration for this disaster. That this stunning failure has been met with silence from President Biden calls into serious question his ability to carry out his duties as commander-in-chief.
The president's failure to acknowledge his disastrous withdrawal provides no comfort to Americans or our Afghan partners whose lives hang in the balance.
Now, to add insult to injury, there are millions, if not billions of dollars of weapons. We're talking guns, ammunition, tanks, helicopters that have simply been abandoned. These were weapons that were given to the U.S.-trained Afghan forces, and they seem to have been left behind. And from what Jake Sullivan, who is the national security advisor to Joe Biden, says, it's pretty unlikely that the Taliban is simply going to hand them over at the airport. Now, Nancy Pelosi stepped up and defended the president on this point.
I commend the president for the action that he took. This is what happens when you withdraw. Some equipment is left there.
Now, Joe Biden stands by his decision. He says that there would have not ever been a good time for the USA to pull out of Afghanistan. This would have resulted at any point in which this happened. He says he did the right thing. Polls are showing Americans are not pleased. There's also some outrage in the international community. Not a good day for the White House.